Hello grade 6s. Continuing with decimal fractions today, we're going to be looking at mixed numbers. Now in front of me and you there is a chocolate bar or two. You can see that I've eaten the whole of the first chocolate bar, but I've only eaten 4 pieces out of the second chocolate bar. So now how are we going to write that as a fraction? Well, there are different ways. We could say that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces of chocolate. And what have they been cut into? Tenths. So 14 tenths have been eaten. That is an improper fraction, and we usually simplify those to become mixed numbers. So let's look at this diagram differently. I've eaten 1 whole chocolate bar and 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10. Those are equal. We did these before, where we changed improper fractions into mixed numbers. Now we want to write it as a decimal fraction. So, we have 1 whole. And remember, the decimal comma separates the whole numbers from the fractions. So the 1 whole is in the units column. What will go in the tenths column? How many tenths are there? There are 4 tenths. For question number 1 in your textbooks, you are being asked to do exactly that. You are asked to write it as a common fraction, and then you are asked to write it as a decimal fraction, where the decimal comma separates the whole pictures from the fractions of pictures. Question number 2 is asking you to work the other way around. They've given you the decimal fraction and they want you to write it as a common fraction. So let's have a look. If I've got 2, 3, what does it mean? It means that I have 2 whole chocolate bars and I have 3 pieces out of 10. So I've eaten 2 whole bars and only a fraction of the third bar of chocolate. So 2, 3 would equal 2 wholes and 3 tenths. If you turn over the page to page 148 and you look at question 3, you've been given a picture of 10 children and you are asked questions about them. Read them carefully. For each question you must write a fraction and a decimal fraction. Let's do 3A together. It says, what fraction of the learners are boys? Well, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 boys. 4 out of the 10 children are boys. To write that as a decimal fraction would be 0, 4, because it is 4 tenths and this is the tenths column. Question 4 is asking you to draw blocks and then to colour in and answer questions A to D. Question 5 is also asking you to draw pictures. Question 6 is asking you to write the common fractions as decimal fractions. So if we have 4 out of 10, it is equal to 0, 4, as we did in that question. 7 is asking you to do the opposite. They give you the decimal fraction and they want you to write it as a common fraction. Well, this is the tenths column, so it is 2 tenths.